So now we got Paul, we got Silas. They're in jail because of all of these things. They're in jail now. They're bound now. So now we're looking at Paul and Silas, and they're in shackles. And according to verse 25, they are now in shackles. They have been placed there. But something interesting happened in verse 25. And what interesting happened, it happened at midnight. Yeah, I want somebody to help me say again, midnight. Y'all help me. Just scream it out. Say midnight. See, so at midnight, Paul and Silas, watch this, they begin to pray and praise. Now, they didn't have the Hammond B3 organ. And I want you all to remember they were in shackles. They were in shackles. So they weren't able to really clap their hands because they were in shackles. But even in shackles, they begin to pray and praise. Now why is this significant? Well, this is significant because of what they did, when they did, and why they did. Let me say it again. This is significant because of what they did, when they did, and why they did. Well, what did they do? Well, they prayed and then they praised. They prayed and then they praised. They prayed and then they praised. I hope y'all got that formula. They prayed. In other words, they spent time in his presence. And then they praised. They praised God. So my first point is this. With whatever happens in life, don't allow anything or anyone to make you stop your praise. Y'all not going to talk to me. Let me say it again. With whatever happens in life, don't allow anything or anyone to make you stop your praise. In other words, what I'm saying is, don't allow anyone or anything to position you where you don't find favor in God. Oh, yeah, you got to find favor in God. It's a good thing to praise God. Now, why is it a good thing to praise God? Because the Bible lets me know in Psalm chapter 33 and 1 that praise is comely for the upright. So because if I'm upright and I love the Lord, then praise ought to be something that's automatic. I can't. I say if you're living right, then praise ought to be something that's automatic. Yeah, it's automatic. Ain't nobody got to push you. Ain't nobody got to pry you. Ain't nobody got to make you get up. Ain't nobody got to make you say clap your hands. Ain't nobody got to make you say stomp your feet, because praise is something that's already on the inside. It's a great thing to praise God. It's a good thing to praise God, especially when you praise God in the midst of your trial. You got to praise God in the midst of your circumstance. You've got to praise God in the midst of your situation. Now, why is it that you got to praise and prayer? Well, prayer actually destroys the yoke of the enemy. But it's praise that breaks your shackles. In other words, prayer will break the enemy's binds, but praise will break your binds. In other words, Tracy, praise will lift you up. Have you ever been so down that you just didn't feel like getting out of bed? Have you ever been so down, I wish I would talk to me now, that you ever really just felt like giving up? But all of a sudden you just start praising God. You just start saying, God, I thank you. I thank you for another day. I thank you for another moment. I know everything's not going the way that I want it to go, but God, I thank you for it anyway. I thank you for making a way. I don't even know how I'm going to get out, but I know you're going to work it out. And all of a sudden you just start feeling better. That's because praise lifts you up. Prayer, Sister Kira, changes the enemy's hearts. So that's why you don't ever have to worry about fighting the enemy. Because this is why Jesus said, pray for that one that despitefully use you. Pray for your enemy. Because when you pray for your enemy, your prayer changes their heart. Oh, but what your praise does is it strengthens your heart. See, prayer will give me a clean heart, but praise will give me a strong heart. See, we got a lot of weak saints. Unfortunately, we got a lot of saints that fold under pressure. But I dare you to open your mouth and begin to praise God. Oh, why did I say prayer will give you strength? Because when you praise God, that means that you're opening up your mouth and you're glorifying Him. And the last time I checked, the joy of the Lord is your